Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Thursday, June 23rd. My job starts in half an hour. I have all of the other house stuff done, so I was like, let me try to get this video done, right? So, yesterday I did finish my Be Happy piece by Primrose Cottage Stitches. It is the cutest thing ever. Didn't it turn out so good? And with the washi tape. So I still have to do the junk journal page. Remember, I'm doing much simpler junk journal pages than I did in the past, where I'm literally just going to be putting the stitched piece on the page and then maybe some little stickers. So the good thing when you order from scrapbook.com and you look at their paper packs, they usually have paper, embellishments, all kinds of stuff. So I had this paper sticker that is bee themed. So I don't know what I'm going to put on the page, but these will go fantastic. So when I get that done, and I'm hoping to do it tonight or tomorrow, I will show you guys for sure. So my next piece for stitching is going to be Primrose Cottage Stitches Squeeze of the Day. Oh my God, right? It's so cute. Let me put it from my face so it'll... So cute. It only calls for 5 DMC colors. Yeah. So got those out. And I was going to stitch it on 14 count perforated paper only because it's only 43 stitches by 43 stitches, but I don't have any white 14 count. What? How do I not have white? So I said, all right, I'm still going to stitch it on 18 count, because then it will allow me to jazz up the page with some stickers and embellishments, because the piece is only, look how small that is. And that's with a border that I can put washi tape around. So I don't have any washi tape that is like lemons. So I went on scrapbook.com yesterday and I put in, because they have like a search bar, I put in lemon, and what came up was, I want to say, let me look on my email real quick because I had it saved. I forget now. I can't find it. It's a lemon theme, like summer something. And the washi tape is like green with lemons on it. And I was like, oh my God, yes. So I ordered a roll of that. And then they had a sticker page. So I ordered that. So it totaled like $8. And normally when I am buying scrapbook stuff for my finishes, I'm spending like $15, $20 because I'm buying the entire paper pack, but I don't need to do that anymore. So it's going to save me a little bit of money, and it's going to look so stinking cute. Like I can't even with that. Now there are some white stitches. What's white? The triangle. There's like white stitches in the middle of the limes and the lemons, and I am going to stitch those even though the paper is white. It's only like 6 stitches total, but yeah, so that is my next piece. It's gonna look so cute. And then I think I'm gonna do the watermelon one next. So I need to go on I should have went on scrapbook.com and put in watermelon to see what came up and ordered it all at once, but no, I didn't. So my coloring page. So I did the skin and her face yesterday. Oh, I forgot I don't have that clipped. I just have it taped. So I did her skin, and then on her face, when I did her lips and her eyeshadow, I put stickles on there. Oh my God, right? Look at the green glitter eyeshadow. Dead. I'm just dead. So I haven't gotten back to this page. I got up a little later than I wanted this morning. I woke up at 7:20. That's a little later than I've normally been getting up, but I just went with it. I obviously needed to sleep, and I was in bed at 10 o'clock last night. So, but yeah, so that's what's going on crafting wise. Today I am potentially working late. It is a job that we had last week that I worked really late because it was just hideous. At least we're prepared this time. We were not prepared last week for what was coming down the pike for that. So, Godspeed, right? Yeah. All right, so this is going to be a really short video. The Unfuck Yourself entry. for today. Now, we have nothing on the calendar for tomorrow, and I don't know if my boss is going to take anything because I saw emails saying that she was going to maybe go away for the weekend. So, okay, I won't be upset if we don't have anything tomorrow. Just saying. All right, so today's entry: when the responsibility for the quality of your life lies with anyone but you, you become the victim. You know, you can't let anybody else, and this is, again, these are all easier said than done, but you can't let anybody else be responsible for your sadness or your happiness, right? Okay. Oh, I did read another chapter in the Riley Sager book. Good. It's good. I couldn't sit outside this morning because it's pouring down rain here, and no. Hopefully tomorrow, we'll see. But yeah, loving the book. Read a chapter while I had breakfast this morning. Okay. Is this a long story? 3 pages. 3 pages for the story. Okay. My husband is the ultimate good Samaritan. That sounds like Bill. Wherever he goes, wherever he happens to be, he's always performing random acts of kindness, often for people he doesn't know, and sometimes for people he doesn't even see. Most of the time, I am proud and gratified to be married to such a man, but once in a while, I get annoyed when I think he's being excessive. When this spirit moves me on rare occasions, I must admit, I start to sulk, fume, and if what he's done really strikes me as extravagant, boil over with rage. I'll sputter indignantly. This is all very nice, but when was the last time somebody did something like this for you or for me? Are you the only good Samaritan left in town? Oh my God, I have said that so many times to Bill. He has helped so many of his friends and so many people in our neighborhood, but there have been times where he has needed help and no one comes forward or drags their feet, and it just burns me up because I feel like he has been taken advantage of. That's how I feel. But last week, these doubts were given short shrift by a universe far wiser than I. My husband and I were idly window shopping one day in a local business district where cars were parked along the curb next to meters. Suddenly, we noticed a grim-faced meter maid stomping determinedly down the street, studying each meter intently, pen poised, prepared to write tickets. My husband immediately pulled out all the change in his pockets and began running down the street, frantically inserting quarters into all the expired meters, preempting the meter maid. That's a good Samaritan for sure. I don't know if I would do that. When she finally advanced upon him, it was with raised eyebrows and a scowling face. He, in turn, flashed her a triumphant grin and a roguish wink. From a distance, I watched my husband tenderly. It struck me that he was engaging in the highest form of charity. None of the people whose cars he had saved from being ticketed would ever know their benefactor. They probably wouldn't even know they had one. I was proud of him, to be sure. Still, when he returned from his labors, that little cynical voice that I contend with all the time had the final word. So I say to my husband, "That was beautiful, honey, but when was the last time somebody did that for you or for me?" The next day, I was shopping again, this time in a different business district, and parked my car next to a meter. In a dress shop filled with luscious creations, I lost all sense of time, and when I glanced down at my watch, I realized with a start that my time on the meter must have expired. I hurried out of the store and ran towards my car parked a block away. With a sinking heart, I saw a meter maid advancing towards the car. Now, my husband, a perfectly reasonable man in all other respects, gets totally enraged when I get a parking ticket. He considers it the height of irresponsibility and a horrible waste of money. A parking ticket means at least 3 hours of serious fighting, followed by a full day of shameful recriminations and mournful head shaking. I have learned, painfully, to avoid getting parking tickets at all costs. But when I saw the meter maid just a few feet away from my car, I knew all hope was lost. There was no way I could get to the meter before she did. I almost wept in consternation. She's probably thinking of the ramifications, right? Suddenly, I saw an unfamiliar-looking man sprint across the street, dash over to my meter, and insert a quarter. At that point, the meter maid approached, and he smiled broadly at her. Then he turned and strode quickly down the street. I rushed after him to thank him, wondering who could it be? Is it someone who knows me? Maybe a neighbor, a relative, someone who recognized the car and wanted to help me out. But when I caught up with him and called to him to stop, it was a complete stranger who turned around. You just rescued me from the meter maid, I bubbled. Thank you so much. I can't believe you did that. Do you know my husband by any chance? And did you recognize our car? What made you do it? Oh, I don't know your husband and I don't know your car, he said. But I happened to see the meter maid coming and I thought, what a shame, she's going to ticket that car. All it cost me was 25 cents to save you from a $25 ticket. I was overwhelmed and I couldn't thank the man enough. Oh, it's okay, really, he said. I do this all the time. And that was by the author of the book. So what a great story, because I think, you know, the universe shows us things. It really does. So she will probably never, ever complain about her husband putting quarters in people's meters. And I have a good little story to share with you about something I used to nag Bill about a lot. So Bill is someone who, I'm someone who keeps my car like perfectly spotless. The only thing I have in my back seat is a jacket and an umbrella and a seat cushion. I don't keep cups and clothes and all kinds of stuff in my car. Bill, on the other hand, will keep sweatshirts, jackets, pants. He will keep like his entire life in the car, right? And I've always just gotten on him about it, like, this is just, it's so messy and it's so unnecessary, blah, blah, blah. Well, when my aunt passed away and she got cremated, her last wishes to my grandfather was she wanted her ashes scattered at Ocean City. And my grandfather called me and said, you know, you think Bill could take me? Because my grandfather was still driving at this point, but to drive that distance was probably fairly daunting to someone who was 88 years old. So I asked Bill and he's like, okay, because you know it's going to be a trip up 2.5 hours, do it, and then a trip back 2.5 hours. And I said, we'll do it on a Sunday. I'll ride with you. I'm not going to let you do this by yourself. So we get in the car. Now this is in May when this is happening. And I was going through cancer treatment at this time, so I had no hair. Remember, I was going through chemo and I was getting ready to start radiation. So I have a hat on, even though it's not, it was chilly. I want to say it was in the 60s. So we don't know the laws, right, for scattering ashes. So we decide to go to Assateague, which is right, it's a beach in Ocean City where horses run and all that kind of stuff. So my grandfather is dressed in a flannel shirt and jeans and like a white undershirt, which is like, that was his outfit. That was what he wore. And tennis shoes and socks. So we get there and my grandfather is nonstop talking. My grandfather can chat. I thought Bill could chat. My grandfather, they were matched for sure. My grandfather really liked Bill. So when we had the rare moments to be with him, he loved to talk to Bill, so literally did not stop talking the entire ride. So we get there, and we're back on the beach. There's nobody else on the beach. We're back on the beach. My grandfather is like, here, hold the box, and my aunt's ashes were in a bag. So my grandfather goes out to the water. Now, he's only like a little ways in, and he scatters the ashes, and all of a sudden, he falls face first in the water. I scream. Bill and I run down to the water. My grandfather cannot get up. Waves are crashing over his head. And then Bill and I are wet too because I tried to roll up my pants really quick. I had yoga pants on. And we both had to grab one of my grandfather's arms and hoist him up. So we get him back to the beach. We all stand there for a second. My grandfather is now wet from head to toe. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, well, we're going to have to take you to Walmart now so you can get clothes. And Bill's like, well, let me see what I have in the back of my truck, because we took Bill's truck. Bill had a sweatshirt, sweatpants, I don't think he had underwear. I don't think he had boxers, but he had sweatpants, a sweatshirt, and socks. So my grandfather went in the porta potty, no lie, went in the porta potty, changed clothes, just took off his underwear, didn't have any underwear on, because that was sopping wet. I mean, he was, when I say he was soaked from head to toe, a wave had went over his head. So he comes out and he's like, thank you so much. I don't know what I would have done. And from then on, from that moment on, I have never said anything to Bill about what he keeps in his truck. Because if he wouldn't have been like that, if he wouldn't have kept those clothes in his truck like that, we would not have had an outfit for my grandfather. I was just in disbelief how that worked out. So yeah, I don't say anything to Bill anymore about that. So you can keep whatever you want in your truck, because obviously it came in handy. That's a story that I know I told on my channel when it happened. Because I was just like, you won't even believe this. And when we got back to my grandmother's from the ride back, my mom was over my grandparents. I don't remember why. And so we walk in, and Bill and I are exhausted. I mean, we've just been in the car basically 5 hours. And when my grandfather walks in, my grandmother's like, why do you have different clothes on? I was like, oh, you guys don't even know. So I stood there and told the story, and they were just dying laughing. And I was like, it's funny now, but then it wasn't, because if my grandfather would have done that trek on his own, he may have drowned, because he literally could not get up. And what was so funny about that? He had the bag in his hand with my aunt's ashes, right? And when he fell, he dropped the bag. He was more upset about losing the bag than about being wet from head to toe. And I said, Pop, forget the bag. Forget it. It's done. It's out in the water. I know you don't like the litter, but it's done. Forget it. He just kept going on. And I'm like, you're wet. You're like a drowned rat here. Like, let's not. But yeah, so it's nice that I still have those kinds of stories that I'll always be able to tell and remember about my grandfather, because yeah. Okay. I'm going to end this here. My job starts in 10 minutes, so that was perfect timing. As always, if you have any questions, I hope you guys are having a great Thursday, by the way. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and spending about 17 minutes of your time with me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.